Shagun Star Child, Black Egyptians, you cannot stop my fate. Welcome everyone to my latest video, why I left Tanzania. How you like my new setup? We're coming up in the game, huh? 2021, we're coming up, man. There's more to come, trust me. You like my new Tanzania flag up in here, yeah? Alright, cool. So today we're gonna talk about why I left Tanzania, right? But in order for you to get the full story, you need to know how I got there in the first place, all right? So let me just do a quick recap. If you watched, welcome everyone. I've got a lot to say. Welcome everyone. If this is your first time to my channel, you're gonna love it, yeah? We're on this thing. I made a video before, and I love saying that because I make videos now. Which African country should you move to? So I kind of relayed my story there, so you can go check that out if you haven't. But I'll just do a quick recap for you if it's your first time listening. Alright, cool. So I came to Kenya. I'm from Nigeria originally, right? Lagos, you're a bad boy, right? I'm from Nigeria originally, but I was living in the UK. So I moved from the UK to Kenya. Right? Kenya was my country of choice. So I'd been there for 3 months, yeah, August, September, October. Come October, probably even mid-September, I kind of had this, I really had a good feeling. I had this push to come Tanzania. I was a bit pissed off with the curfew in Kenya, because there was a curfew at that point at 9 o'clock. Then it got moved to 10. I was pissed off with that. And at that point, there were so many people going to Tanzania. With Kenya being next door to Tanzania, me having heard so much about it, Magufuli was there at the time, rest in peace, bless his soul, right? I just had this push to go there. So when the 3 months was coming up, like I said, in September, October, I could have renewed my visa, and at this point I only had 2 suitcases. My stuff was still back in London, so I was traveling light, right? It's not like I had to stay in Kenya. I could have pretty much went there. Now, I kind of knew that I wanted to be based in Kenya, but I thought, okay, look, I want to go to Tanzania. I was really deliberating on, should I go there for just 2 weeks, enjoy myself and come back, or should I go there for longer? And I kind of thought, you know what, I'm an adventurer, like, let me just come there, minimum 3 months stay. And then from there, after 3 months, I can decide, should I stay in Tanzania or come back to Kenya? So I went to Tanzania in early November, right? And like I said, I only had 2 suitcases. It's not like I had to pack everything up. I only had 2 suitcases. I came with my girl, my Kenyan girl. She stayed with me for a week and then she went back, right? And then she came back to Tanzania with me in Christmas time, right? So just to make it easy for you, there was nothing deep about why I left Tanzania, right? There's nothing deep at all. And I say that because I've seen a lot of people talk about they had visa problems, they couldn't do this properly because it's kind of hard to set up. For me, I had a great time in Tanzania, right? And like I said, I kind of settled in Kenya and wanted to go there just to visit, with the option of staying if I wanted. Now for me, like I said, I had a great time. I love the fact there's no curfew. Tanzania is a great country. You can have so much fun there. The parties are lit. The food is amazing. The food, we were eating out for the first 2 weeks because we stayed in an Airbnb, so we kind of didn't really have the utensils to cook or anything. The food is amazing. The chili is sick. The fish, samaki, boom. If you like fish, you'll love Tanzania. And there's a lot to do. I mean, we stayed in Dar es Salaam. Dar es Salaam's a big country. It's a big city, rather. So there's a lot to do. You can't really get bored there. I rented an apartment there, for good apartment, decent size, 2-bedroom apartment in a nice place. I stayed in Mikocheni, and the apartment was great. put down 3 months deposit. I didn't really have to pay for a year or for 6 months. I literally paid for 3 months. So everything was blessed. I've said all the good. I didn't really have any bad experiences. There was a time when we nearly got into a fight with some Maasais. So I was there with my girl, and then a Mzungu friend of mine, and then his girl. So some Maasais were taking a picture of us, and they wanted to charge him money. I was like, look, get out of here. You don't charge money for that. They were rude. They were very, very rude. That was just a little tiff. It was nothing that deep. One thing I will say is, me and my girl did feel that, and she's Kenyan, by the way, so it's not just me. I'm from Nigeria, living in the UK. She's Kenyan. We did feel that Kenyans are much more friendly than Tanzanians. Don't take that badly. It's just what we experienced. There's a few times where we needed help from the locals, and people will give you directions. Don't get me wrong, but there's a few we didn't really feel that. Or if we were in trouble, you know, they would be willing to help us. We kind of felt like these people are a bit deep. In terms of getting stuff set up there, I couldn't open a bank account. Being UK, being from Nigeria, I couldn't open a bank account. I thought the fact she's Kenyan would mean that, okay, East African community, they'll be able to do something there. Nope. So Tanzanians are they really make things easy for themselves. Foreigners, certain things aren't really that easy for you. I'm not saying you can't do it. There's a way around everything. But when you just need something done, like this is when I was about to move into the house, into my new apartment. We needed the bank account to just maybe open up, send the money to the landlord. I had to do it another way. And I wanted to open it up for myself just so I could be using, because, you know, if I'm in the country, why not? It'll make things easier. But nope, I had to go through the visa process, employment process or work visa and all that, and that wasn't the case for me. It was just I had no interest to do that, so I had to do it another way. So that, and I have noticed a lot of people saying that it's hard for foreigners to do certain things. Now, I did make a few connections in Tanzania, so certain things like immigration and other stuff like that could have been a bit easier had I decided to stay. But for the most part, it was a great time. Not really any big issues there at all, and I really want to go back. So I've seen a lot of people mention why they wanted to leave, and that's, like I said, that's because certain things were difficult for them. So I just wanted to add my 2 cents. For me now, like I said, this is the main reason why I left Tanzania. For me now, like I said in my videos, life is about family, right? Life is about people. I have a business, yeah? It's not just me working on the business. I have people that I employ, I have people that freelancers that work with me. So me being in Tanzania, like I said, a great country, but long term, and I'm someone who thinks long term, I think deep. It didn't make sense to me that I stay there. Why? I'm from Nigeria. The most of my family are in Nigeria, yeah? Aunties, uncles, cousins, nephews, nieces, like big family. So it doesn't make sense me as one man staying in Tanzania, right? And like I said, my girl's from Kenya. I could have said, look, babe, let's go Kenya, let's stay here, and that would have been cool. But even if we had done that, her family are in Tanzania, so it would have been literally us, me, her, in Tanzania by ourselves. Now, we've just had a baby. At that point, she was pregnant. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, cool. Your girl's pregnant. You're gonna have a baby soon. How would that work if you're in Tanzania? So let's say you have 8 days after baby's born, you have a naming ceremony. Who's gonna come to the naming ceremony? You got to think about these things. So for me, I thought that it would be better to have a network, whether it's in Nigeria or Kenya. I said at that point, with me being Nigerian and her being Kenyan, it's either we're gonna live in Nigeria or Kenya. No two ways about it, right? No two ways about it. I just want that family around me. I just know that if you want to do and achieve certain things in life, you need a family around you. And it's just, Africa can be great, But if shit goes wrong, if shit hits the fan, you kind of need that support. Everything can be cool, but if anything goes wrong with healthcare, with the police, anything like that, you're gonna need your family there, man. So with a baby coming along, I just thought, you know what, you need to go back to Kenya. So for me, that's the main reason, just that family support structure. When I came back, I did have the idea that I'll go back again. Now, for me, one thing is, with the whole COVID testing, I'm not a big fan of that, right? YouTube can do whatever they want with this video. Like, I'm not a big fan of PCR testing. I don't want to do that. I've done 2 already, right? I don't want to be having to test back and forth between countries now. So for now, I'm pretty much ready to stay put in Kenya. I do need to travel next year. So next year I'm gonna reassess the situation. See, I have this big calling to go West Africa now, right? Niger, Ghana, Gambia. I have this big calling to go West Africa. So I will keep that in the woodworks, as they say. But just being in Tanzania for me, it didn't really make sense. With my girl being from Kenya, right? Like I said, we're all pretty much married. So even though I'm a Nigerian living in Kenya, the fact that she's now become my wife, her family is now my family. So we have that, or I have that family structure, right? And again, it's not as big as obviously me being in Niger, but it's still better than nothing. It's better than just me and her being in Tanzania. One thing else we'll say about Tanzania is this, and like I said, you can have a great time there, go to parties and that. There is a lot of prostitution in Tanzania, and don't get mad at me because there's prostitution in Africa, right? We know this. Let's not front. Let's be adults about this. Now I'm gonna just give you some clips of our article, because in 2018, John Pombe Magufuli, rest in peace, God bless his soul, he came out and said, look, he's offered polygamy as a solution to prostitution. He encouraged men to go out and marry multiple wives because a lot of women are engaging in prostitution. So apparently, don't quote me on this, I didn't do the census, but apparently the ratio of women to men is 100 men, 100 women to 96 men. Do the maths, but one article said that there's 10 million more women than men, right? So that's a lot. Whether which way you look at it, there's obviously a big difference between women and men. Let me read you his words. Our women are crying every day due to lack of men to marry and support them economically. Hence, they engage in prostitution. He went on, so please try to work hard and be productive so that you can help our women by marrying 2 or more wives. That is, he added, provided you are able to provide with the basic needs. Right? And Tanzania has the highest level of prostitution in East Africa, in particular among the girls and women who do not attend school and do not have formal employment. And the government, they're really pushing it. They were even ready to support the men who were going to go out and marry multiple women with small incentives, provided they did not mistreat their wives. Why wouldn't you want to go there? I was talking to one guy UK guy from Jamaica originally, and first time I met him, I was like, yeah, we just come from Kenya. And he goes, oh, cool. So what do you think about, Kenya and Tanzania? He said, I've been in Kenya, but I don't fuck with Kenya like that. And I was like, wow, that went straight to my heart, because I knew exactly what he said without saying it. He said, I don't fuck with Kenya like that. So, it's just, I'm going to be honest with you, I do prefer Tanzania to Kenya in a lot of ways. I think that Tanzania is more free. Like, the security in Kenya is a lot. You see police walking around all the time. I didn't see one police, like, I didn't even know what policemen looked like in Tanzania. And I was there for 3 months, and I was out, going places, doing stuff. I saw traffic wardens and traffic sign people, but I hardly saw police. In Kenya, you see police everywhere. They're out on the streets, holding their guns out. It's a lot. And I feel like I'm a free spirit. You see, Rasta. I'm a free spirit, so for me, I don't really want to see that. I don't want to see police out here all the time doing stuff. And I've had a few dealings with police in Kenya, you know what I mean? So I just feel Tanzania is a lot more free, you know, just free to move around. That's the way I want to live. I want to live my life free. I don't want to be worrying about police and doing this and that. There is a small garbage problem in Tanzania in terms of when you go out on the streets, you can smell, there's gutters, there's open gutters, so you can kind of smell the garbage. It's not the nicest thing, right? So that's just one small thing. It's less developed than Kenya though, so they give them time to develop. Doing little things like electricity. When you want to buy your electricity in Kenya, you just do it by your phone, via M-Pesa. Tanzania, you have to go to a shop and top up your electricity there. So Kenya Kenya does have that better infrastructure. But for me, Tanzania is just a lot more free. I think there's no curfew. I mean, how can you compare? How can you honestly compare a 10 o'clock curfew, which isn't going to end anytime soon, to freedom? You can't. So, heck, I want to go back to Tanzania. I've got a call in my spirit to go West Africa very, very soon, or next year, should I say. So, I do want to hit up Tanzania again for a quick holiday. I'm putting that on hold though because I don't want to take another PCR test. So that's where I am at the moment. I love went to Zanzibar. I love Zanzibar. I was in Dar es Salaam and Zanzibar. I didn't get to go to Arusha, but I just hit Dar es Salaam and Zanzibar. Great time. Tanzania is a place to be. If you haven't been there, go visit. So like I said, this is really just to give you a quick overview of why I left Tanzania. There's nothing deep. It just made sense for me, for family purposes, to have that supportive network around me. I guess that's it. There's not really much else to say. If I think of anything else, I'll put it in the comments. If you haven't come to Africa already, or if you're still waiting to come now. You never know when the borders might close. Take your money and just roll with it. Do what you can, yeah? I hope you like my setup. I'm gonna come out with some spanking content soon, spanking, so keep tuned. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, like it and share it with your friends and family, okay? It's the end of the video now. Shogun Star Child, Black Egyptians, you cannot stop my fate.